Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
It looks cold there.
Yeah, it's very cold.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
What's your
it's
temperature there?
wait 1 second.
Okay.
12, but uh outside.
12 degrees
Yeah.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, but here in my home it's colder.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear your dog. What kind of dog do you have?
Cattle dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big, small?
Like a middle.
Okay. And so tell me about your day. What did you do today?
Um we could to talk about an article from
Oh, you
Engu
want to?
for
All right.
yeah, for vocabulary maybe. Yeah.
All right. Let's
Yeah.
take a look. Can you send it to me?
No, maybe if you have an article, you can
Oh, I
share with
have
me.
an article. I didn't know
Or
you wanted to
if
do
you
an article.
want to talk about any topic,
Well,
I'm
I,
good with
I,
that.
you
I'm
know
okay.
you like sports. Did you do any sports lately?
Yeah, I like sports.
Tell me about it. Tell me about your sports.
Mm, my favorite sport is soccer or
Hmm.
football. Football in any part of the world. Soccer in the US.
Right.
Yeah. Um, Today I watched the how you say teams world championship.
Oh, okay. World
Yeah,
Championship. Okay.
the world championship, but uh, team level, mundial de clubes in Spanish.
So which teams were playing?
Al Ali from I don't know where is
Oh no,
them.
you
Yeah,
don't know where they're from.
no. Where are they from? Okay, no, I don't
Yeah.
know. But Monterrey is here. It's from
Oh
Mexico.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's local. Okay, good. Was it a good game?
More or less, the Mexican uh, lost the game.
Uh, what was the score?
1-0.
Oh, okay. So it took a long time then for just the one score, one goal, one
Yeah,
goal. Yeah.
one goal.
What about the Olympics? Are you watching any of the Olympics?
Ireland?
Are you watching any of the Olympic games?
Could you repeat more
Hmm.
slowly, please?
Yeah. Are you watching any of the Olympic games? I'll write it.
Okay. Okay. Are you watching? Okay, any of the Olympic games? No, actually, no.
It's short.
I watch short videos
Yeah.
on social media, but I'm not interested actually.
Yeah. Not really.
No,
No.
not really.
I like it honestly. I find the Olympics to be a very fun event. I really like watching and seeing some countries I never really see much of. It's always interesting when you can get perhaps one of the small countries and they're doing really well, it's interesting. You see all the big names too.
Mm-hmm.
So you got like maybe Russia or China, and then you get somebody representing a small country, and it's very cool to see
Mm-hmm.
them interact, and sometimes you see the athletes help each other. So it's always quite interesting, I find. And then you see some sports which you don't normally get to see. Growing up, I never did like any of the snowboarding and all those dangerous winter sports that they're doing where they go up in the air so high and they turn somersaulting, all these crazy moves, very dangerous, so high up. I think
Yeah.
that's quite interesting, and it's always beautiful. The winter games are always beautiful with the snow-covered
Mm-hmm.
mountains. It's very pretty.
Yeah, I think it depends. It depends the people around of the world because it's just myself. I am not in. too much interested, but a lot of people they want to watch them.
Well, sometimes that environment where you get all these people, like show the spectators, you have the athletes doing the sport, and you get all the spectators watching, and they're all excited. It's a nice ambiance to see that. Yeah.
Could you tell me some uh, kind of Olympic games?
Yeah, well, like the one that I watch the most is the figure skating on ice. You know it? Figure skating? You
Okay,
know?
figure skating. Okay.
Yeah, so they're on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they have to do dancing on the ice and jumping,
I
spin.
like that sport.
Yeah,
The
it's very
I
cool.
like the sport. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
difficult, it's hard. And it's very interesting because each individual athlete has his or her own style, and they all have different music, they have different choreography, and they have different gifts. Yeah, some people
Mm-hmm.
can jump really, really well. Other people do the dancing part really well. Others spin the spins, the complicated spins. But the best really are the ones who can combine all of those elements and do great artistry and great um, jumps with good speed, and they have good, intricate, complicated footwork, dancing. It's really impressive to see because it's kind of like a combination of dance and gymnastics together
Is
on the.
that your favorite?
I would say it's my favorite. It's the most interesting to watch, but I like a lot of things. I like the
Okay.
speed skating where all they do is go around really fast,
Mm-hmm.
and they have different distances. You have what, the 500 meters, you have the 1,000 meters, you have 10,000 meters. You get all these different distances. That's also very interesting to me. And then they have a variation called the short track speed skate.
And do they have football or not?
Uh,
Okay.
Only in the Summer Olympics, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But the short track speed skating is good too. You get four or five people on the ice at the same time, and they have to cross the finish line first. So they start
Short.
out. It's more like a strategy, and
Okay.
they have to try and cut in front of each other. But you have to be careful. You don't want to get eliminated from the race for bad behavior. You can't actively trip somebody or you're out. So that's kind of interesting too. So I like watching that also. And then, of course,
Okay.
the skiing. They have many different skiing events where they go down the mountain so fast.
Okay.
Oh.
So are there the Winter Olympic Games?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because right now it's winter in Beijing, China. It's cold and snowy. And it just started the other night. So it's still early in the games, 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
And also, the Olympic Village is interesting, where all the athletes stay in their hotels and they get together outside of the hotel. They go through the streets, they have all these nice stores and they're all decorated. It's a good ambiance. Interesting to see that. And then they always have on television wherever the games may be. So let's say they're in Monterey one year, they'll show you all the local traditions, local food, anything that has to do with the culture of the area. So you learn about these different places. So in
Mhm.
Beijing, they may show you some of the traditional meals or some of the traditional dances or something to do with Beijing.
Mhm.
So you always learn a lot wherever they go. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you prefer between Olympic Games and World Cup football? Football World Cup.
Well, I don't really watch much of soccer. So I played it a little bit as a kid, but it wasn't, for my generation, it wasn't really that popular. We were forced in school to play baseball and football. Those are the ones we were forced to play the most. I didn't
Okay.
like them. I didn't like them. I preferred the soccer because I was very good with my legs. So
Mm,
I like to run and to kick. So I enjoyed that, but we didn't play it very much growing up. And and the first sport that I played as an adult really was the ice skating. I
okay.
started ice
Is
skating.
is the most popular there?
No, no. Mm-mm. I mean, there's some popularity, but the most popular sports in the United States are the summer sports. The most popular winter sport in the United States, that would be to say that most people have done, is skiing.
Okay, okay,
But I've never skied.
okay. Just
I've
for
never,
winter.
and I've never skied ever. I just never did it.
Okay,
And for a number of years, I lived very close to the mountains, only about an hour and 15 minutes by car from the mountains, and I never did it. I did snowmobiling one time. Did you ever try that snowmobiling?
snowboard. No, because I never left my country. So here
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
Mexico is very weird when we
yeah,
have
yeah,
snow.
yeah. Right, right. Yeah. The snowmobiling was kind of cool. Got to be dressed the right way for it, I'll tell you. Um, but yeah, it's a shame I never went skiing. I was close to the mountains, and it does look pretty, but I never did it. Now, my big sports growing up, I had to do the traditional ones, which I did not enjoy.
Okay,
Um, I enjoyed swimming a lot. I liked swimming.
okay,
And then when I was an adult, I did the ice skating. And now my big sport really has become tennis. I play tennis for the most part. So I played tennis on Wednesday night, and I will
okay,
play again tomorrow. I
okay.
joined a tennis league here in Florida, and so my first real match will be tomorrow.
And how is your technique?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my game. I've been
Okay.
playing for a long time now. I've been playing tennis for 22 years.
Wow. So
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at it. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with my game right now. I feel very ready for the match. So, I think I'll have a good match tomorrow. It will depend also on my partner. I'm playing in mixed doubles. So, the mixed doubles is when a man plays with a woman against another man and woman. And so tomorrow, it depends on my partner. If she's in good
okay,
form, then we can win. I feel
okay,
in good
but
form.
it's just for fun or
It is for
professional
fun, but
level?
it is a match. It's We joined a tennis league, and during the season, we will have 3 matches that we must play in to represent our team. And tomorrow is the first real match. I played other matches for practice in preparation, and what I played on a Wednesday night was a practice match. But lately, I've been winning every match lately, so I'm in good form right now. I feel really good about my game. It's very consistent. I'm not making a lot of mistakes. I'm hitting the ball really well. So I think we should do well tomorrow. But like I said, this will depend on my partner. She played one match for the team already with another partner, and she lost that match. So if she plays well tomorrow, I think we're going to win.
Okay, and what do you need? What do you need if you want to play tennis?
Well, I would say equipment wise, you need to get a racket with which you're comfortable and a string which will give you the right combination of control and precision and also power. So I have all of that. I'm really good with my equipment. I've been using this equipment for a while now, so I'm really used to it, and I think I will perform pretty well. Now, physically, you have to be ideally, of course, everybody has their own style, okay? But I believe the best players are the ones who can do everything well. But you can still win the game if you're just really, really, really good at one specific thing. It's possible.
Okay,
So some people have excellent serves and they can win on their service a lot of quick points. That's a good thing to have. But then sometimes when you're able to return the serve for this kind of player, the rest of the game is not so high. And then once they get involved in a rally, they're in trouble. I like to have a more well-rounded game and be able to do everything pretty well.
Okay. And
Yeah, yeah.
have you made money with tennis?
Oh no, it's not to make money.
Okay.
No, that would be interesting. I should have started a long time ago.
Because I think it's expensive sport.
Well, here is not really. In a lot of countries, it is. For example, for French people or Italian people, you have to be part of a tennis club and you have to pay, you have to reserve the court. So you have to pay a court fee. And I think that's kind of expensive to reserve the court.
Mm,
And then you have to be a member of the club, and being a club member is expensive. Here, you don't have to do that. In the United States, we have many free courts in parks or in high schools, in the
okay.
yards of the high schools. You can just go. An adult can go there after school hours and play for free. I have many parks here where I can play for free. So you don't have to spend a lot in the United States to train. So it's not so expensive here. No.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Children, are
Oh,
they
yeah.
interested in tennis?
Oh, yeah, 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 sure. Absolutely. Yeah. We have a lot of children who go to tennis academies. Oh, yeah. But very often I find with the children, it's because the parents like tennis. And so they figure, well, I like it. I want to play with my child. And sometimes some people want to have the children make money because
Okay.
if you become a professional, like you see on
Mm-hmm.
television, there's a lot of money in tennis now. Years ago, it was not the case. So, like in the time period where you had the names of John McEnroe and Martina Navratilova, those people, tennis was not a big money making sport. But now, yeah, you make a lot of money. You get on the pro tour. You can just be an average player, good player to make the tour, but you're not going to win anything. You're not going to win any titles. You're still going to make millions of dollars. So, yeah, yeah.
Do you have a favorite
Many.
player?
I have a lot I love. Um, I love Rafael Nadal, who just won the
Mhm.
Australian Open. He's from Spain. He's great. I've always liked him from the first time I saw him in 2004. He's had a long career. I liked him from the very beginning, and I was happy. He's the first person to reach 21 Grand Slam titles. So I was really happy that he had won. So I enjoy watching him. But I like watching Djokovic from Serbia. We have a new American. He's very young. I think he's 18 or 20. His name is Brooksby. He didn't participate in the Australian Open because he tested positive for the COVID virus, but he's very good. He has a lot of talent. So I'll be watching him in the future.
And have you ever seen a professional game?
Yeah, yeah. This is what got me interested in the sport. Back in 1995, I was working in New York City and
Okay.
I had no interest in tennis. I never played tennis, I never watched tennis. And I was working for the church in New York City. I was in the finance department of the church, and we had an accountant. His name was Carlos. Carlos was a big tennis fan, and he
Mm-hmm.
had tickets for the US Open tennis tournament, which takes place every August. But he couldn't go, and he had these tickets. And he said, "Oh, I have these tickets. I can't go to the matches. Would you like to go?" And I was like, well, I have no plans for this weekend. Thank you. And yeah, okay, I took the tickets. I had two tickets.
Mm-hmm.
They were amazing tickets. These were not average tickets. They were VIP tickets. So you had an excellent seat really close to the players. You also had access to what they call a hospitality tent. I'm going to write that word for you here. hospitality tent, a
Okay.
hospitality tent, where they served unlimited drinks and food. It was delicious.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I was so close to the players that I could see their eyes. They were so close. And the game, I was seeing the best players in the world. I didn't know them, but I
Mhm.
knew a couple of the names. I knew the name Pete Sampras. I knew the name Steffi Graf. And I saw, well, a bunch of matches that day, but the Pete Sampras match was very long. It was 5 sets. We were there for many hours just for that one match. It was crazy. But it was a nice ambiance. You had all these people around you who were big tennis fans because these were expensive seats. So anybody around me was a big tennis fan and they were very emotional. They were clapping and they were yelling out loud. And so I was rooting for, I remember it was Pete Sampras versus Mark Philippoussis from Australia, and I could tell who was the Sampras fan and who was a Philippoussis fan. It was a nice ambiance. It was great, and I learned a lot about the game. I didn't know anything about it, so being there for the whole day was a great experience. And since that day, I became very much focused and hooked on tennis, addicted to tennis in a way. So after I watched the event there that day live, I started to follow the events on TV, and I watched the rest of the tournament on TV. And since then, I've been a big tennis fan. But that's what started it was the ticket from the accountant. So I wish I could find Carlos and write him a message and say, "Hey, Carlos, those tickets you gave me back in 1995. First of
Wow.
all, they got me very interested in the sport, and now I play the sport."
Okay. His name sounds very Latino Americano.
Oh yeah, I he was. He may have been from Mexico because
Okay.
we had a girl in my department. What was her name? Becky. Her name was probably Rebecca, but we called her Becky. And
Hmm.
Becky was she was from Mexico, but I don't know what city. And I got along really well with Becky, but she knew Carlos. And
Okay.
of course, Carlos had a lot to do with our department because it was all the money. And because he was the accountant. So we would see him a lot and he offered me the tickets. And yeah, it opened up a whole different world to me though. I was never exposed to, I never played tennis growing. My parents never played tennis. I did None of my friends played tennis. I knew nothing about the sport. But being there in that special environment, watching the best players in the world play with all these people around me who were very interested in it, and they were very nice people. Everybody around, you could talk to anybody, everybody would explain the rules to you, and they were very nice. And then you had that
Oh,
great food and the free drinks, and I said, "Oh, this is great." I loved it.
and what about this, the basketball, the baseball, the
I had no
soccer?
interest in it. I was forced to do that. Well, the soccer I enjoyed. I enjoyed playing because I had a very good lower body, good strong legs. I was fast. I liked to kick. So I remember when we had physical education in school growing up, we played a version of football called kickball. The
Okay.
ball was a little different. It was a rubber ball, but about the same size as a soccer ball. And it was a rubber ball, a little bit on the flexible side,
Okay.
and
Uh-huh.
you could kick it far. So I used to do kickball in gym class, but like I said, they used to force us to play the sports like basketball and football and baseball, which I thought was just so boring. I didn't enjoy that. But years later, and this was recently. This is maybe like 10 years ago. I was visiting a friend of mine in France. He had his house. He lived in a small town, and in the backyard of his house he had the like a goalie post set up, and he used to play with his kids. He used to play soccer with the kids, and so we played, and I got like 2 or 3 goals against him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just trying to run as fast as I can, and I was trying to kick the ball, and I got like 3 goals that day, so I did pretty well. Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Um, I see sports in the US handle a lot of money.
Yeah, some of the sports, those players get a lot of money. The football players, the baseball players, the basketball players, they're all really wealthy people. They're just making millions of dollars.
I know.
Yeah,
American football, main.
and the baseball and the basketball. Hockey is somewhat popular, but I don't ever watch hockey either. Um, I have a
How
Canadian friend who likes it.
Canadian. It's
Yeah,
very popular there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like their national sport. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine. It's just
the
not my.
the MLS, no,
Oh yeah.
Canada, they have teams in the MLS, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, they have teams in a lot of different sports. Um, yeah. I mean, the only time I ever really watched soccer was the Olympics when the we had a good women's team and they won a few gold medals. So I watched a couple of their matches over the years, and it was exciting because it was Team USA versus Canada or some big team, whatever. And
Mhm.
I was interested in watching. You know, when everybody's really intense and they're very focused on it 100%, you watch it more closely. And yeah, I gave it attention then, but I don't think we have any good men. We don't have a good men's team. I never hear about them.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm,
I think soccer
mm.
in Canada and in the US is growing up very fast.
Well, it's getting more popular here because of those women who won the gold medals at the Olympics. We won, I don't know how many, two or three gold medals at the Olympics from years past. And it's really gotten popular. Oh my God. Even my nephew, my brother has a child. He was in soccer, grow up playing soccer. He was on a team and everything. It's getting popular. It's getting more popular. Mm,
I think both countries they have like a plan with
mm.
that for children.
Oh yeah, right, right. Well, it's big, and then you make it big in soccer. You can make a lot of money, but you gotta be the best, right? Mm, not
Mhm.
easy. Mm.
Yeah, I like a lot of I like to watch the sports, but my favorite is only soccer. I like basketball,
Yeah.
tennis more or less. Yeah.
Who do you like in tennis?
uh, my favorite players is like you, Novak Djokovic
Yeah, he's
and Rafael
great.
Nadal,
Yes.
and from the US, Serena Williams. She is a
Ah,
good.
yeah. Oh, she's well known. Yeah. Um, there is a girl from Mexico. Olmos is her name. Olmos. She's good. She's new. She's new.
Okay.
I saw her play right before the Australian Open. They had a warm up event. She was doing well, but I really started seeing her at the end of last year. But I saw her again at the Australian Open, so she's one to watch. She's good. Almost. I don't know the first name though, but if you look up Almost and the women's tennis, you'll find her. She's tough. What I like is she's a good competitor. She's always in it, no matter what the score. It doesn't matter because she's gonna stay in it and focused.
Okay. And talking about tennis, what is the most popular tournament in the world?
Well, that's really a tie. I would say a four-way tie between the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. They're all equal. Mm,
Okay.
yeah, they're all big. Of course, now coming up in March, there will be two big events. One in Miami,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and one in Indian Wells, California.
Okay.
Two
And
fabulous events. All the
what
big.
about what about the money?
Oh
The
my God. You win a tremendous amount. It's very lucrative. Yeah, yeah, a lot
yeah,
of money.
the award.
Oh yeah, they get awarded a lot of money. Oh yeah. Big.
Okay, we have
I know
8
we're running out of
seconds.
time. It goes fast. Well, I enjoyed seeing you again. And if you want to reserve
Okay.
more time, just let me know. If you have any questions, write me a